Hey everyone, so you should be able to see the most of my vanity. And we are going to do my vanity reset. Now again, I have never done this before. So right now this is all my makeup and I am moving my makeup into different storage containers. So I'm just going to move it in there and then I'll show you the storage containers at the end and we'll organize it. And we can do a monthly vanity reset in the future. And we are going to clean the vanity once we do this. So I'm going to start with my drawers. So this is my bronzer drawer over here in the corner. And so I have these Alley Oop bronzer, blush, and highlight trios. This Makeup by Mario cream bronzer is going to be in every one of my vanity resets until we completely use it up, because I really want to use it up this year. Again, this was my wedding bronzer. This is my favorite bronzer. So we're going to keep that in here. I have my Pat McGrath Labs bronzer. This is being discontinued, but again, it is my favorite. So I will most likely keep it in my bronzer drawer completely throughout the year, just because when I want a foolproof combo, these are the two that I end up using. I have my Revolution cream bronzer. Now this is a very pigmented bronzer. I really should use this. I'm going to put this away, but we will go through all of my bronzers and figure out which ones to keep in my monthly reset. Now this Lunar Beauty bronzer is a newer bronzer to me. This is the shade Light Sky. It is a little bit orange on me, but it is an amazing formula. I recently picked up this Too Faced, I believe it's the Melting Bronzing and Sculpting Stick in the Milk Chocolate shade. This is an amazing bronzer. I really like the color. It's not too orange. I got this in an Ipsy subscription. This is the Tarte Sculpt Tape, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury dupe. I do really enjoy this bronzer. I think it blends out beautifully. We have the Give bronzer duo, where it has the cream and the powder. This is fairly new to me. This is in the shade Heating Up. I'm guessing they're probably going out of business, but I will continue to use this. It is a really nice bronzer formula. For a powder bronzer, I have the Beach Walk Betty RMS powder bronzer. I do really enjoy this bronzer. I got this from a TJ Maxx. This is the KVD Liquid Contour. This is in the shade Fair Cool. I don't know if they still sell this, but I actually do like it. It is definitely a contour though. And then I have the Merit Bronzing Balm. This is again a little bit orange on me, but I do enjoy it. It's not actually that light for me, so I do actually enjoy this formula. It is a more effortless formula, more natural days. This is the Glossier. This says that it's the Cloud Paint blush, but this is actually the bronzer in the shade Sail. I do like this. It is a little bit orange on me, but I do enjoy using it. I think it blends out very well. I got this Too Faced bronzer, the Sun Bunny bronzer duo, from a Ipsy or BoxyCharm subscription, and I actually really enjoy this. I usually end up mixing the colors together. I got this Morphe Hot Shot bronzer. It's a liquid bronzer drop. I actually really like this. I like it as a bronzer itself, and then I also enjoy using it to darken some of my foundations that are a little too light, especially in the summer. Again, another BoxyCharm or Ipsy subscription. I think it was when I had BoxyCharm. This is the Iconic London bronzer. This is a really, really nice bronzer. I do enjoy it. It's the ultimate bronzing powder. And then I have the NYX Buttermelt bronzer. This is in the shade Buttercup. Now, this is not one of my favorite bronzers, but because I have it, I do try to use it. And that is all we have in the bronzer drawer. The next thing I'm going to do is take my blushes. So we're going to attempt to open my blush drawer. Always is a little bit tricky. So this is the Morphe Cheek Thrills bronzer in the shade After Party. This is really a bronzer type shade for me. I really do enjoy it. I think I'm going to keep more bronzer shades for the summer. This is one of my most affordable blush and bronzer duos. This is the LA Girl Bouncy Blush and Bronzer. It is a little orange on me. I know it looks more neutral here, but it does pull a little warm, but I do enjoy this. The blush color isn't my favorite. This is in the shade Misty Mauve. I really don't think that this is a mauve or a mauve. I don't think that this really translates to that. It's more red toned, but I do enjoy this. This is one of my new blushes in the Patrick Tom Mini, and this is the She's Seductive shade. Now, I do really want to pick up the She Goes to the Gym, so that is on my list to pick up maybe during the Sephora sale. I actually really enjoy this. It's a very nice neutral toned blush. I have this Gigi Bear, I think it's called, and this is actually like a Korean. I think I got this on Yes Style, so I don't know if it's C Beauty or K Beauty or what it is, but this is basically like a little Milk makeup dupe, and I do enjoy this. It is very, very, very pigmented though, so something to keep in mind with these are very, very pigmented if you ever get some. I got this from an Ipsy subscription. This is the BB Blush Glow Lip and Cheek. Now, I don't use this for my lips. It's a little too drying, but I do enjoy the color for my cheeks. And that's from Purlisse. We have this little Youthforia. This is a peach color changing blush. I like the color that it turns, and it's kind of a dewy formula. It's like an oil formula with a little doe foot, but I actually really do enjoy this. This has gone through many declutters, and I continue to keep it in my collection. I have this little Milk Makeup blush. I got this in a set that I got with Milk Makeup. This is in the shade Work. And I really do enjoy this blush as a cream formula. Now I have a couple of these Rem Beauty blushes. I have the shade Opening Night and the shade Audition. This is more of like a purpley mauve tone, and this is more of like a brown tone. Thought this was going to be a little more neutral. It's a little more orange, but I really do enjoy this formula. Now, I do hear it's good for the lips, but I truthfully haven't tried it. I do want to try to do a monochrome look at some point. Then I have two different e.l.f. liquid blushes. We have the shade Dusty Rose and the shade Suave Mauve. Oh my goodness, that was hard to read. So this is Dusty Rose, this is Suave Mauve. These are very, very, very pigmented, but I do enjoy the formula. And then another cream blush, I got this in an Ipsy subscription. This is a liquid brush, and it's the TYS Beauty liquid blush in the shade Juice. And I really do enjoy this formula. Two of my favorite cream blushes is these Bobbi Brown. These are the Pot Rouge for lips and cheeks. Now again, I haven't tried these on the lips, but I do enjoy them for the cheeks. These are the two shades that I have. This is the shade Pale Pink, and this is the shade Powder Pink. Powder Pink I used on my wedding day. A recent Ulta Beauty Blush Beam Cream Blush that I picked up recently was in the shade Garden Party. And I really do like this formula. Then something else that I got from my Ipsy subscription, I have the shade, the blush tape, and this is in the shade Pink. And this is a really, really nice formula. Again, it's supposed to be a Charlotte Tilbury dupe. I don't have the Charlotte Tilbury, but I really do enjoy that formula. Now, I got this Cinta London Cheeky Flush. This is in the shade This Time. And this is really, really pigmented. So a little goes a long way. You just need one tap in the pan. But I do enjoy this formula. I got that from an Ipsy or BoxyCharm. And then I did get this year's holiday set from Danessa Myrick. So I have these three blushes. So we have the shade Spiced Latte. This is the shade It Girl. And then this is the shade Prima Donna. So it came with 4 different blushes, but I kept the 3 because I already had this from an Ipsy Charm subscription, and this is in the shade Rose and Brunch. So I kept my large Rose and Brunch, gave away the small one, and then I have these 3 minis from the collection. I have this little Laura Geller blush trio. It has 2 blushes and a highlight. I actually really do enjoy this formula. It is an eye, lip, and cheek, but I only use it on my cheeks. This is a pretty new to me formula. It's the Emco Beauty Soft Matte formula. This was on clearance at my local Target. I really like Emco Beauty products, and I really do enjoy this blush. I do have to use it a little more often. I've only used it one time. I have this little Colorgram. It's like a Fui dupe, but this is also a Asian beauty brand. I got this on YesStyle. The pan or the pot is a little small, but I do really like this formula. But again, a little goes a long way. And then I got this year's Kosas Blush Trio for the holiday set, or it was last year's. So we have the shades Spellbound, Dare, and Euphoria. So here are the shades. Now, 2 of them, the 2 darker ones, are really, really pigmented. But I do enjoy this. I think these little minis are the perfect size. So if you ever see these in the future and you want to try them, I think these are a great size because you can get a lot of use out of these. So I have these 2 Tarte Man Eater blushes. These are I have a satin and a blush and glow in the shade Pink and Coral Pink, or Pink Coral. I find these to be a little patchy at times, so I'm still trying to get to know them. I have this little Tarte mini Amazonian clay blush in the shade Blushing Bride. This is a really, really pretty soft formula, and it is just a little mini, but I do enjoy it. I've had it for quite a long time. And then I have this Persona blush in the shade Caramel. This is almost like a mauve tone, and obviously I have a type. A very, very nice blush formula. I don't think they actually make the Essence the blush anymore, but I do enjoy this color, so I have kept it. It's in the shade Believing. Again, kind of a mauve tone. I do wear mauve tones a lot, so it's my favorite color of blush. And then I have this RMS Beauty French Rosé blush. This is a glowy formula. I am still getting to know this one. I think it is okay, but it's not like my favorite. I have this beautiful Flower Nose blush. This is in the Strawberry Rococo, I want to say, collection, and it's in the shade Romantic Blossom. Now this is a very, very bright color, so I think I'm going to bring this out for springtime and maybe summer. But this is a really pretty blush. It's almost too pretty to use, but I haven't had a chance to play with it a lot, so we're going to hopefully get some use out of it now that we're doing a monthly vanity reset. Then I have this ColourPop blush. It's a cream blush in the shade A-Lister. Again, another mauve tone. This is a cream blush again. It is a really nice cream blush. It's kind of a dewy formula, but I do enjoy it. Oh, just keeps going. This is why I need the Vanity Reset. Okay. So I have these Too Faced blushes. I have the shade here, Watermelon Rain. And then I also have the shade Golden Hour. Now, Golden Hour has a bit of a sheen to it, I believe. Maybe not. But these are the two different shades. I really do enjoy this formula, and the packaging is just so adorable. I have this Kiss of Mauve Bare Minerals bronzer. I am still getting to know this, but I do enjoy this. Of course, I love a mauve, so not surprising. So I got these from a local TJ Maxx. This is the shade Bacon Cakes and Petal Poppin'. So these are the Fenty Suede blushes. I really do like this formula. This Bacon Cakes is really like a bronzer shade on me. So I really do like these. And I do hope that I can get a little bit more use out of them doing my monthly reset. I got the holiday set of the YSL blush and lip oil stick, and I really, really enjoy this. These, the entire shade was Nude Lavalier in this entire set, and this is the most beautiful packaging, and I want so many more colors. I really do, but as you know, YSL is pricey. I have this My Mini Dream Glow Blush. I really do like this. I actually dip into these with a fluffier brush for my blush, but then I use this with a fan brush for the highlighter, and I really do find this a perfect little compact size. I take this with me a lot when traveling. And then I do have this Dallas blush that I got from TJ Maxx for $9.99. This is a Benefit blush. It's more like a blonder shade on me. I really do enjoy this in the summer. Like I said, I have been trying to get into the bronzers. From my Five Below trip, I do have two of these Hale blushes. These are the Dewy Flush blushes. And then from my Sephora trip, I do have some additional blushes. So we are going to keep these. If I remember, I will try to get pictures of the other ones. But this is in the shade Macchiato Mood. And I so far really like this. It lasted all day and it can be put on top of powder, which is amazing, especially for the price. Now, this is a new blush to me, so I do want to keep it out. Okay. We're going to switch things up a little bit. So I think what we're going to do is in this drawer, I think I'm going to try to put everything that I want to keep in this main drawer here. And then I want to put some of my single shadows in this side drawer. So I have this Glitter Puck in Dopamine Sparkle. This is literally so beautiful. So beautiful. You will see me probably use this a lot in different videos. I have this Kulfi Cream Shadow, the Zari Eyes Shadow in the shade Sona Sona. This is absolutely beautiful. Highly recommend this formula. It does not crease. I have two of these Urban Decay Moon Dust shadows. This is in the shade Solstice and this is in the shade Space Cowboy. I actually got these on clearance on Amazon at one point and these are absolutely beautiful. I understand the hype now. And then I have this cream shade from the WOD brand. This is something that I got from YesStyle. And it is like a cream formula. It's like a gel formula, but it has the most beautiful sparkle. And then I did get this Unleashia Glitterpedia palette in the shade number 1, Olive Glitter. And I do enjoy this. It's more topper shades, so I don't always use this, but I am trying to get my use out of it. So I'm going to put these little topper shades in here. And then another little 3-pack that I have is this Half Magic. I have the Disco Ball Darlings Trio, and it has 3 different glitter pills. We have the shades Sweet Prince, Microcosm, and Pretty Puddle. And I think I'm actually going to take these out of the packaging now. And we are going to put these in my shadow drawer. Another thing I'm going to put in that single shadow drawer is my gems here. I got these face gems in a pack with the Dopamine Sparkle Glitter Puck. So I'm going to put these at the back of my drawer. And one thing that I thought I was going to get rid of was this Tier AI Mask Filter cushion foundation because I really didn't enjoy it. However, I just recently used it with a sponge and I really enjoy it with a sponge. So I am going to keep this and use it from now on with a sponge. So this is a new to me formula, so I am going to keep this in my everyday drawer. And then another one I'm going to keep in my everyday drawer is this One Size Turn Up the Base in the shade 30 Fair N. This is a new to me formula. I got it on clearance on Sephora and I do really enjoy it. So I'm going to keep that for some fuller coverage days. And then for primer, I always use at least one primer, and I only ever have about one open. This is a little sample I got from Hourglass in the priming moisturizer base, and it's the hydrating base, and I really do enjoy this. I am almost done with this little sample, so I'm going to keep this until it's used up. And then I always have the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer as well. I'll keep on hand until I use it up. Another thing that I always keep on hand is my MAC Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. You can see how much I've actually used out of this. I've used quite a bit. I use this every time I do my eyeshadow. I use it as my eyeshadow base, and I really do enjoy this formula. Another primer that I have is this Nessa Myricks primer. This is the Universal Radiant Primer. So I got this with those blushes, those mini blushes, and I really do enjoy this. Something I always keep on hand is this NARS. We have the Light to Vanilla, and this is the NARS concealer, pot concealer. I keep this for blemishes, but honestly I forget to use it quite a bit, but I am going to still keep it in my collection, and I'm going to always have this kept out. Then I have quite a lot of different powders here. So one that I don't use that often is the Puff Puff Pass Kimchi Chic Set and Bake Powder. And this is in the shade Lavender. So I don't use this a lot because it is a lavender powder. But as you can see, it's not too purple. But I do use this when I use more mauve looks. I do have the Huda Beauty. This is in the shade Pound Cake. And this is the fragrance-free version. One of my all-time favorite powders, and you can see just how much I have used out of it. We're a little less than halfway left. And this is my Lunar Beauty Universal Translucent Setting Powder. This is an amazing setting powder. I do have this new Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. This I got last year from my birthday gift. So this was still in stock, so I ended up picking this up. I do have two mini Morphe powders. We have the Mini Bacon Set, and this is translucent, and then this is brightening pink. This was a cute little set for about $15, and I really do enjoy this little set. Then I have the Hourglass Translucent Setting Powder in the shade Veil. This I got in the mini that I got from a Purchasing My Dear palette, and I really love how much you get in here. I've used quite a bit, and we still have a lot left. So these little samples go, or mini sizes. I got this free with my purchase. This goes a long way. And then two other small ones I have here. I have the Ciate London. This is in the shade Brightening Pink as well. And then I have a Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, and this is in the translucent shade. So because these are minis, I'm going to keep them out. And I'm going to put the pinks together, and then I'm going to put the rest of these together. And then I do have an OG Givenchy Prisme Libre Satin Blanc powder. This is the talc version. So I've actually been enjoying this as a finishing powder. And then I have this Kosas powder in the shade Airy. And this is not heavy enough for my under eyes, so I am going to have to use this as a finishing powder as well. So this month I'll have to choose between these and the Hourglass for what I want to keep in my Vanity Reset. This is a little complexion rescue balm. This is a color correcting green cream. I haven't really been using this a lot, but it is something that I do need to get use out of. So I'm going to put this in my everyday drawer. Some other things that we use all the time, I have my 2 color correctors. Right now I only have the 2, but I did pick up the Huda Beauty Mini. So I'm going to have to choose which ones to put in. I'm tempted to always have this Essence one just because it is so flawless. And then this Sigma one, I do like it, is new to me, but it's just cream color correctors are not my favorite. And here you see all my sharpeners. Now for a sun essence, I always have a sunscreen. So I'm going to keep this out on my vanity. And then lately I've been using this Hale Peptide Milk Cream Toner, and I've been using this prior to my makeup application. I do really like this. It is new to me. I've only used it a couple times, so I'm going to keep using this and keep this out on my vanity. I do have this It cream that you can use to hide redness, so I'm going to keep this in my everyday drawer at the back. Next, we're going to go into foundation. So I have this Face Bond foundation in the shade 2 Fair Neutral. I'm not the biggest fan of this foundation, so we are definitely going to put this away. I have this new, well, it's a new bottle to me, but it's the old formula now that they reformulated. So this is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place in the shade 1N1 Ivory Nude. So this is a better shade match for me. So what I have been doing is mixing my 2 Estee Lauder in the shade 1N0, which is a little too light, and 2C4, which is a little too dark. So I'm going to continue mixing these, and then once I am done with the 2C, because if you can see, I am almost done with this bottle. Once I'm done with that bottle, I will use the, probably mix the 1C0 and the 1N1. And because I'm almost done with this foundation, I am going to keep it out. Then something that I have is this Keys Soul Care. It's like a skin 2-in-1 concealer and tint. Now, I like this because it's a little bit light for me, so I use it to lighten other formulas that are a little too dark. So I'll probably only use this when I do have formulas that I need to lighten a bit. I have this Rare Beauty in the shade 130N. Honestly, this looks really dry on me. I should really determine if I should just declutter it, because I probably will end up decluttering it. So I might take this and put this in my drawer so that I can try to use it this month to see if I should declutter it or not. But I'm going to put it in my everyday makeup drawer, and we're going to see if that's the case. So I am almost done with this Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. So I'm going to keep this in my, I have it in the shade Fair. Now, this is an amazing tinted hydrator for the price. So honestly, if you have the option to get this at any point in time, please try it. It is absolutely phenomenal. Since I am almost done with it, I am going to keep it out. This is a foundation that I do tend to lighten a bit. This is my Ambient Soft Glow Hourglass Foundation. I did get this from an Ipsy subscription, and I have the shade Ambient 3. Ideally, I probably would have been shade 2, but they didn't give me 2 as an option. The lightest shade they gave me was 3. So I do tend to mix this with the Keys Soul Care foundation. A foundation that has since been discontinued, but I absolutely love and will probably continue to use, is the Triple Fix Serum Foundation from LYS. I'm really sad that this got discontinued because this was an amazing foundation. And I have the shade LN3, which is Light Neutral 3. Now, this is a tinted moisturizer that I use a lot in the summer when I don't want something too heavy. This is the Sheer Glow Strawberry Vitamin C Tinted Moisturizer. This is in the shade Fair. It's a very nice tinted moisturizer, but I'll probably bring this out in the summer. Now, this is something that truthfully I do need to get rid of soon. Oh, does that say? Okay, this is from March and it has SPF in it, so I am going to get rid of this, but I have used this to darken foundations in the past, and I really enjoyed this, and I'm very sad that I have to get rid of it, but unfortunately it is expired, and you know, with SPF, you just really don't want to put expired SPF on your face. Oops. I believe this foundation also got discontinued. This is the NYX Born to Glow. I have the shade Light Ivory. I'm going to continue to use this once in a while because I do enjoy this formula. And since I have it, I will try to use it up. Then I have the KVD Good Apple Foundation in the shade Light. And this is an okay foundation. Looks like I need to shake it up a bit. But it's a little heavy and it kind of doesn't feel like it dries down. So I don't love that about this. I have the About Face foundation in L1 Neutral. This is a little dark for me, so I do end up using it with the Keys sometimes. This is another foundation that's a little bit dark for me. I didn't have the option of the one shade. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation. I do like the way this looks. I, again, think it doesn't really dry down. But I do enjoy this immensely. It's just that this is a little dark for me. Now, I do have the old formula because I got it from an old BoxyCharm in the shade 1 Neutral of the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This is a really heavy foundation, so I don't usually use it in the spring and summer. I usually only use it in the winter. And then I do have this Anastasia Luminous Foundation in the shade 100N. It is just a little bit light for me, but I do enjoy this. Again, it doesn't really dry down. So I am going to clean off my vanity. So I do always keep my Hourglass brush since it is a dual-ended brush. I don't want to ruin any side by laying it up. I do have to put this back in my eyeshadow drawer. And something I normally always keep out, but I might decide to not keep it out and put this on inside my drawer, is my Hourglass Deer palette. This is a new palette to me, and I love using the finishing powders in these especially. And then I do have this Too Faced Fairy Tale Crush palette, and I really have been enjoying this for like a very pink look. This is something I always keep on my vanity. This is a little Q-tip. It has 2 different types of reusable Q-tips. So I use this sometimes with my cello water to clean up my makeup. let's go through my highlighters. So I have this Dior Forever Glow Luminizer in the shade Pink Halo. This is a really pretty highlighter, but it is not impactful enough for me, so I am a little disappointed with it. It is pretty new to me, so I might keep it in my drawer. I'm not quite sure yet. Here's my Dior Backstage highlighter in the shade 01 Universal. Now, I can only really use these three shades, and this one is more like a blush topper for me. But I really do enjoy this formula. I honestly like it more than the more expensive single, of course. I used this the other day, the Bobbi Brown Pink Glow Highlighter. So I really do like this. It's a little bit pinky and opal mixed. And then I got this recently, the Butter Gleam Bounce and Gleam Highlighter. This is a new formula for MAC, and it came out in their collection this year, their holiday collection. And I love the packaging. It's like this mint green, but I really do enjoy this formula. And then another that I got for like a BoxyCharm subscription. This is it's almost like a pinky over here going into a light green highlighter. And this I got from purchasing online. And this is the Pastel Pixie Glow Highlighter. Another highlighter that I have is this Fenty Beauty highlighter. This is in the shade Pretty Pearls. And I really do enjoy this formula. It's very impactful. I have two of these Rare Beauty highlighters. Now, this one I was going to use to mix into my blush, but I'm going to be honest, I have not done that. So I'm only going to keep this in my drawer once I have liquid blushes to mix with it. And then this is in the shade Enlightened. This is their cream highlighter. This is one of my favorite highlighters, and I feel that it does go over powder pretty well. This Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator is actually not the best. I honestly do not really like this, so I may not keep it. I may keep it and test it, but it's honestly not my favorite. I have this Milk Makeup highlighter. This is in the shade Lit, and it's okay. It is a cream highlighter. It's a little dark for me, but I do make it work. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in the shade Pillow Talk, and this is like a highlighter, but it's like a blush. So since it is so small, I might actually keep it in my everyday drawer and try to use it up. And then I have these two Rodial glass highlighters. These are both in the same shade, which is in the shade Champagne Glow. This is a beautiful mini highlighter. I keep two in here because I always use one for travel. And then I have the Sephora Colorful Luminizer in the shade Rose Quartz. I've really been enjoying this. It's a little bit more impactful than the Dior. And then I have this Rem Beauty highlighter in the shade Miss Mercury. I really do enjoy this for a more gold tone. I have this ColourPop Flexitarian highlighter. This is the Super Shock Cheek highlighter, and I really do enjoy this formula. And then I do have the Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Enlighten. This goes with the liquid that I have. Now, a lot of people say that this breaks on them. I have not had that experience, knock on wood, but it, you know, definitely has been known to happen for people. All right, so now I'm going to get a brush or a cleaner and clean all of this up. All right, so looks like we have every step except I don't have a large powder, but I'm going to play with these minis. And then we need to do blushes. So I do need to make room for some of the other blushes in my drawer, or the new blushes that I just bought as well. But we're going to flip you around, and we're now going to go through these containers and try to pull out bronzers and blushes that we want to use. So I already did my highlighters. I'm going to put these highlighters back in my collection. And then for finishing powders, I think we are going to do, let's try the Kosas, because I have not tried this really as a finishing powder. And then for bronzers, I actually really want to get use out of this Iconic London bronzer because I haven't used it in a really long time. For cream bronzer, I'm going to do this Glossier Cloud Paint. I'm also going to pull out this Give Beauty Blush and Bronzer Cream and Powder Duo. And then I think we are going to leave the powder as is for now. So let's try to organize this a little better. And let's put some highlight in here as well. Okay, oops. All right, now let's do blush and foundation. So I do have some foundation that I'm going to add to my drawer, like the CL Protect and Tint, but I think that's the only new foundation besides the Makeup Forever palette that I'm getting. So I think we're gonna add a couple more foundations, at least one more. So let's use, let's pull out this Born to Glow foundation, this NYX one. Let's also maybe pull out this Anastasia foundation. And then since I'm pulling this out and I don't really have a darkener, I'm going to pull out this Morphe Hot Shot bronzer as well so that we can darken the foundation if we need to. For color corrector, I already have mine. And now let's do blush. So I do have some new blushes that I got. We're going to keep the bronzers separate. So I think I'm going to use this Emco Beauty Soft Matte blush. And then I'm going to pull out the bronzer in Kiss of Mauve. And then I'm also going to pull out my YSL in the Nude Lavalier shade 44. And then this Patrick Ta blush is actually pretty new to me, the She's Seductive. So I think we're going to go with this one as well. So let's try to organize this a little better. And then this is new to me, but I've played with it quite a bit. So I think we are going to put this back for now. So this is what the two extra drawers are looking like. And this is all the stuff we're going to put back into the vanity. Okay. And we're just going to keep the palette out. And then we'll put the rest of the new stuff in here when we get it. So that is the Vanity Reset. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.